In Japan, true hospitality isn't about giving you what you want. It is about anticipating exactly what you need before you even realize you need it yourself. Imagine stepping out of the rain and into the warm, golden light of a traditional wooden inn, hidden deep within the forests of Kyoto. You are tired, your umbrella is dripping, and the chill of the evening has settled into your bones. Before you can even reach for the door handle, it slides open silently. A host, kneeling on the tatami floor in a crisp kimono, bows so low that her forehead nearly touches the woven mats. She does not ask if you need a towel. A warm, steaming cloth is already extended toward your hands. She does not ask if you are thirsty. A cup of matcha, whisked to the perfect temperature, not too hot, not too cold, is placed before you. There is no heavy negotiation, no frantic check-in process, and no demand for a tip. Instead, there is a profound, almost spiritual sense that for this brief moment in time, your comfort is the center of the universe. The chaotic noise of the outside world fades away, replaced by the scent of cedar wood, incense, and rain. You realize that everything in this space, the calligraphy scroll on the wall, the single flower in the vase, the direction the slippers are pointing, has been arranged specifically for you. This is not merely service. It is not just politeness. It is an invisible performance of empathy that has been refined over 1,000 years. It is a philosophy that suggests that to serve another person is the highest form of art. We are about to enter the world of Omotenashi, the hidden spirit that defines the heart of Japan. Welcome to Culture Journey. Today we are traveling to the island nation of Japan to explore a concept that confuses, delights, and deeply moves travelers from every corner of the globe. We are exploring Omotenashi. To the untrained eye, Omotenashi might look like excellent customer service. You see it in the white-gloved taxi drivers, the bowing department store greeters, and the pristine cleanliness of the streets. But to define it simply as service is to miss the entire point. In the West, service is often a transaction. You pay a fee, and you receive a product or a task in return. If the service is good, you might leave a tip. It is a contract between equals. In Japan, Omotenashi is rooted in a different soil. The spirit of the word is best captured by the Japanese phrase Omoteuranashi. Omote means the front or public face, and ura means the back. Nashi means nothing. Together, it implies a heart with no front and no back. It is an interaction that is honest, with no hidden side, no pretenses, and absolutely no expectation of reward. It is hospitality given from a pure heart. It is the cultural DNA that binds Japanese society together, shaped by a history of Zen Buddhism, the strict code of the samurai, and the delicate rituals of the tea ceremony. Why does this matter? Because in a modern world that is increasingly automated, fast-paced, and impersonal, Omotenashi reminds us of the profound power of human attention. It teaches us that caring for others is not a chore, but a privilege. To truly understand the soul of Omotenashi, we must travel back to the 16th century, to a small, dimly lit tea room, and meet a man named Sen no Rikyu. Rikyu is considered the father of the Japanese tea ceremony, or chado. Before Rikyu, tea parties were often flashy displays of wealth for the aristocracy. But Rikyu stripped everything away. He introduced the concept of wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection and simplicity. But more importantly, he codified the mindset of the host. He taught that the host must exhaust every effort to ensure the guest's peace of mind. This gave rise to the most famous phrase associated with Japanese hospitality, Ichigo Ichie. Translated literally, it means, one time, one meeting. It is the realization that this specific gathering, with these specific people, sitting in this specific light, will never happen again in the history of the universe. Even if we meet again tomorrow, we will be one day older, the weather will be different, and our moods will have changed. Therefore, we must treat this moment with the utmost reverence. In the tea ceremony, the host spends days preparing. They choose a hanging scroll that matches the season or the guest's personality. If it is a hot summer day, they might choose a shallow tea bowl that allows the heat to escape quickly, to cool the tea. If it is winter, they select a deep, thick bowl to retain warmth. The guest may never notice these details, but that is the point. Omotenashi is not about showing off your effort. It is about the result of the effort being felt by the guest. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, If you were a guest in a traditional tea ceremony, knowing that the host spent days preparing just for you, how would that change the way you tasted the tea? Would you drink it differently? This historical foundation evolved into the modern practice of kikubari. Kikubari roughly translates to distributing one's attention, or anticipating needs. This is the secret engine of Japanese society. It is the ability to read the air, what the Japanese call kuki wo yomu. A master of Omotenashi does not wait for a request. By the time you realize you want something, they have already provided it. There is a famous legend about the warlord Toyotomi Hideyoshi and a young monk named Ishida Mitsunari. Hideyoshi, thirsty from a hunt, stopped at a temple and asked for tea. The young monk brought a large cup of lukewarm tea. Hideyoshi drank it down easily and asked for another. The monk brought a slightly smaller cup, but the tea was hotter. Hideyoshi finished it and asked for a third. This time the monk brought a small, precious bowl with very hot, concentrated tea. Hideyoshi was impressed. The monk had realized that for the first cup, the warlord was thirsty and wanted to gulp it down, so it needed to be cool. By the third cup, he was ready to savor the flavor, so it needed to be hot. That young monk became one of the warlord's top generals. That is the power of anticipation. Did you know that in many Japanese department stores, the elevator operators are trained to read the unspoken energy of a customer? With a single glance, they can sense if you are rushing to a meeting or leisurely browsing, subtly adjusting the speed of the doors or the tempo of their greeting to match your internal clock. This anticipation extends to the streets. Have you ever noticed the plastic covers on shopping bags in Japan when it rains? Shopkeepers place a paper shopping bag inside a plastic layer to ensure your purchase doesn't get wet on the walk home. They often tape the handle of the bag together with a small folded tab on the end of the tape. This is so you can easily peel the tape off later without struggling. It is a tiny detail, a microscopic act of kindness, but it saves you 5 seconds of frustration when you get home. That is Omotenashi. Let us return to the Ryokan, the traditional inn, where Omotenashi is practiced in its purest form. Staying in a high-end Ryokan is not like staying in a hotel. It is more like staying in the home of a strict but loving grandmother. When you arrive, you must take off your shoes at the entrance, the genkan. This is a physical and psychological threshold. You are leaving the dirt and stress of the outside world behind. Your shoes are whisked away, polished, and turned around so they are ready for you when you leave. You are assigned a nakai-san, a personal attendant. She serves your dinner in your room, course by course. This is kaiseki dining, a multi-course meal that balances taste, texture, appearance, and colors of the season. But watch the nakai-san closely. She is observing you. Is the guest left-handed? By the time the second course arrives, she may have subtly shifted the placement of the chopsticks or the bowl to make it easier for you to reach. She becomes a ghost in the room, present when you need her, invisible when you want privacy. It is a delicate dance of distance. Some travelers find this level of attentiveness overwhelming, while others find it deeply comforting. What about you? Would you enjoy having an attendant anticipate your every move, or do you prefer the anonymity of a modern hotel? This level of service requires a suppression of the ego. In the West, we are often taught that the customer is always right. In Japan, the philosophy is slightly different. The customer is God. But this does not mean the customer has the authority of a king. It means the guest should be welcomed with the purity and reverence one would offer to a visiting deity. It is about the sanctity of the host's duty, not the power of the customer's wallet. You might think Omotenashi is dying out in the age of smartphones and automation, but it has simply changed shape. It has become faster, more efficient, but no less impressive. Consider the 7-minute miracle of the Shinkansen, the bullet train. When a train arrives at the terminal in Tokyo, the cleaning crews have exactly 7 minutes to clean the entire train before it departs again. They work with the precision of a pit crew in Formula One racing. They rotate seats, sweep floors, wipe trays, and change headrest covers. But watch what happens when they finish. They do not just walk away. The entire team lines up on the platform and bows deeply to the train and the incoming passengers. They are not doing this because a manager is watching. They are doing it because they take pride in the purity of the space they have prepared. They are welcoming you to a clean journey. We see it in construction sites, too. In many countries, construction is loud and disruptive. In Japan, construction barriers are often shaped like cute animals, pink rabbits or green frogs. Sound meters are displayed publicly to show they are monitoring noise levels. The guards at the site don't just stop traffic. They apologize profusely to pedestrians for the inconvenience. They practice omotenashi even while holding a jackhammer. This brings us to a fascinating cultural contrast. Tipping. This once surprised travelers from around the world, and it continues to catch people off guard today. There is no tipping in Japan. In fact, if you leave money on the table at a restaurant, the waiter will likely chase you down the street to return it, thinking you forgot your change. Why? Because in the philosophy of Omotenashi, good service is not something you buy. It is the standard. To tip is almost an insult. It implies that the service would not have been good without the extra money, or that the worker needs a bribe to do their job well. The reward for the host is the satisfaction of the guest. However, as we travel deeper, we must be honest. Omotenashi is beautiful, but it can be heavy. For the workers, the pressure to be perfect, to always smile, to always anticipate, can be exhausting. In a society facing a labor shortage, maintaining this high standard is becoming difficult. We are starting to see the rise of technological omotenashi. Robot hotels where robot dinosaurs check you in. Vending machines that recommend drinks based on facial recognition of your age and gender. The question Japan faces now is, can the heart of hospitality survive without the human hand? Yet, despite the technology, the core remains. When you buy a small item at a convenience store, the clerk will still hand you your change with 2 hands, treating your coins like precious objects. The spirit of Rikyu in the tea room still echoes in the neon lights of the 7-Eleven. As our journey comes to a close, we are left with a profound realization. Omotenashi is more than just polite bowing or efficient trains. It is a mirror of the human desire for connection. In a world that often feels fractured, where we rush past one another with our eyes glued to screens, the Japanese spirit of hospitality asks us to slow down. It asks us to look at the person in front of us and say, I see you. I value you. And for this moment, your well-being is my responsibility. It teaches us that the greatest gift we can offer someone is not a material object, but our mindfulness. Whether it is the perfect temperature of a cup of tea, the way a taxi driver handles your heavy suitcase, or the silence of a beautifully prepared room, these are love letters written in action. Every culture is a mirror of the human soul, and the journey to understand it may never truly end. But perhaps, by taking a little bit of omotenashi back into our own lives, by anticipating the needs of our friends, our families, or even strangers, we can make the world feel a little less cold and a little more like a welcoming home. Thank you for traveling with us today. We hope this exploration of Japanese hospitality has warmed your spirit. Now we would love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a moment of service that felt like omotenashi? Perhaps in Japan, or somewhere else entirely? Or, if you were to visit Japan, would you prefer the intense attention of a Ryokan or the privacy of a modern hotel? Please like this video if you enjoyed the journey, and share your thoughts in the comments below about what touched you most. Your stories help build our community. Don't forget to subscribe to Culture Journey and ring the notification bell. There are thousands of beautiful cultural corners left for us to explore together. Until next time, travel with an open heart.